Have you ever wondered why some people seem to achieve everything they dream of, while others struggle their entire lives? Is it luck, timing, or sheer effort? The truth is neither. There is a hidden rule, a principle so powerful yet so simple that it quietly shapes the lives of every person on this planet. And yet, most of us go through life completely unaware of it. This hidden rule is simple. You become what you think about most of the time. Yes, the thoughts you allow to dominate your mind, the ideas you replay over and over, the visions you nurture in your imagination, they are shaping your destiny right now. Every thought, every picture in your mind, every belief you hold quietly builds your future, brick by brick. Imagine for a moment a sculptor. The sculptor has a block of marble, rough and unshaped. Now picture yourself as that sculptor and your mind as the chisel. Each thought you think, each image you dwell on is like a strike of the chisel. Some thoughts carve beauty, others carve limitations. What will your sculpture look like when your life is complete? Many people complain about their circumstances. They blame the economy, their parents, the government, or luck. Yet the truth is far simpler and far more empowering. Your life is a mirror of your habitual thoughts. The things you think about most become your reality, whether positive or negative. Let's break this down. If your mind is constantly focused on fear, failure, and limitations, your life will reflect fear, failure, and limitations. It doesn't matter how hard you work. If your mind is filled with self-doubt, your energy will flow toward creating obstacles instead of opportunities. Your mind will subconsciously filter experiences to confirm your fears, and suddenly you wonder why nothing seems to work. On the other hand, if your mind is focused on success, abundance, and possibilities, you will begin to see opportunities that others miss. Your energy shifts, your decisions align with your vision, and doors start opening in ways that seem magical, but are actually the result of your focused thinking. Here's a story to illustrate this. There was once a young man named Daniel. Daniel grew up in a small town where most people believed that success was reserved for the lucky or the wealthy. From a young age, he noticed that some neighbors struggled their whole lives, while a few others seemed to climb effortlessly toward their dreams. Daniel asked himself a question that would change everything. Why not me? Instead of blaming his circumstances, Daniel began observing the minds of those who succeeded. He discovered that their common habit was clear. They thought about what they wanted, not what they feared. Every day, they spent time imagining their success, planning for it, and visualizing the life they wanted. It wasn't just wishful thinking. It was focused, deliberate mental rehearsal. Inspired, Daniel decided to try the same approach. Each morning, he spent 10 minutes imagining the life he wanted, seeing himself achieve his goals, feeling the satisfaction and excitement as if it had already happened. At first it felt strange. His friends laughed. Thinking won't make you rich, they said. But Daniel persisted. Months passed and small changes began to appear. He noticed opportunities that had always been there but were invisible before. He met people who supported his vision. He found solutions to problems that once seemed insurmountable. Over time, his life started to transform, not because of luck, but because his mind had been trained to focus on possibilities, to notice opportunities, and to act in alignment with his vision. This is the hidden rule at work. Your dominant thoughts become your reality. And here's the most important part. It doesn't matter what your starting point is. Poverty, failure, or doubt are not permanent. They are simply the current patterns in your mind, waiting to be replaced with new thoughts that serve your future. The first step to applying this rule is awareness. Become conscious of your thoughts. Listen to the conversations inside your mind. Are they filled with fear, worry, and excuses? Or are they filled with solutions, goals, and visions of the life you desire? Once you become aware, begin deliberately changing the patterns. Replace self-limiting thoughts with empowering ones. Every time fear arises, remind yourself, I choose to focus on possibilities, not limitations. Every time doubt creeps in, repeat, I am capable and I am moving toward my goals. Visualization is a powerful tool to reinforce this hidden rule. Close your eyes for a few minutes each day and imagine your ideal life in vivid detail. Don't just see it, feel it. Experience the joy, the freedom, the satisfaction as if it is happening right now. Your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is real. By feeding it consistent, powerful images of success, you are programming yourself for achievement. Another key to this rule is consistency. A single thought or occasional visualization is not enough. Just as a sculptor chips away at the marble day after day, your mind needs repeated impressions of your vision. Success is rarely instant. It is the result of persistent, focused thought that eventually manifests in action and results. But beware, negative thoughts are just as powerful. Worry, anger, jealousy, and and self-doubt are like acid on your sculpture. They slowly erode your potential. Guard your mind carefully, and you will guard your future. Feed it positivity, ambition, and resilience. Feed it stories of success, examples of courage, and visions of what is possible. History is full of examples. Thomas Edison imagined the light bulb long before it existed. Henry Ford envisioned a car that everyone could afford. Every inventor, leader, and successful individual had a clear mental image of what they wanted, and they held it with unwavering focus. The hidden rule does not promise that life will be easy, nor that failure will never come. It does promise that your life will reflect the dominant patterns in your mind. If you think like a failure, you will live as a failure. If you think like a success, you will move toward success. Here's a practical exercise to start today. Write down your top 3 goals. Be specific. Visualize each goal for 5-10 minutes daily. Imagine it in detail. Monitor your thoughts. Catch negative or self-limiting ideas and replace them immediately. Take inspired action. Thoughts alone are not enough. They must be paired with action aligned with your vision. Remember, your mind is a magnet. It attracts what you feed it. The hidden rule is always in motion, silently shaping your future, whether you are aware of it or not. The question is, will it shape your life by default, or will you consciously take control of your thoughts and create the life you truly desire? The answer is simple. Start now. Right now, close your eyes and see your future clearly. Feel it, believe it, and let your thoughts guide you toward the destiny you deserve. Your future is not random. It is not luck. It is the inevitable result of your dominant thoughts, repeated every day, silently crafting the life you will live. Harness this rule. Master your mind. Decide your future. Because one thing is certain, if you do not control your mind, it will control you, and your future will reflect the thoughts you did not choose. The hidden rule works silently, like the roots of a tree. You don't see it growing, yet it steadily shapes the life above. Most people are focused only on what's visible, the leaves, the branches, the temporary successes and failures. But the roots, the thoughts beneath the surface, are what determine how strong the tree becomes, how tall it grows, and whether it can withstand storms. Think about your life like that tree. Your current circumstances are not the full story. They are just the visible branches. To change your life, you must nourish the roots, your dominant thoughts. Day after day, what you feed your mind shapes your reality. Let me share another example. Consider Maya, a woman who grew up in a family struggling with debt and limited education. Every adult around her seemed to accept that life would always be difficult. But Maya had a different vision. She spent her teenage years reading biographies of successful people, imagining herself achieving her dreams, and writing down specific goals. She focused on what she wanted, not on the limitations that surrounded her. At first, nothing changed in the outside world. Her family questioned her, her peers laughed, and challenges seemed overwhelming. But Maya persisted. Each morning she reminded herself, I am capable. I can create the life I desire. Every night she visualized her ideal career, her dream home, and the independence she craved. Years later, Maya became a successful entrepreneur, building a business that changed her community. It wasn't luck or favoritism. It was the consistent focus of her thoughts, the invisible work on her mind that eventually manifested in her life. This is the power of the hidden rule. It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter how others perceive your potential. What matters is the dominant pattern of your thoughts, repeated consistently and aligned with action. Now, you might wonder, what if I have negative thoughts constantly? What if I fail again and again? The answer is simple. Failure is part of the process. Negative thoughts are like weeds in a garden. They grow quickly if ignored, but they can be removed, and they cannot survive if you consistently replace them with empowering thoughts. Every time you catch yourself thinking negatively, pause. Replace the thought. Redirect your focus to what you want to create, not what you fear. Here's a step-by-step guide to harness the hidden rule for your benefit. Awareness. Begin by monitoring your thoughts. Most people live on autopilot, letting random ideas shape their life. Awareness is the first step toward change. Intentional focus. Once you are aware, intentionally focus on the thoughts that serve your goals. Write them down. Repeat affirmations and visualize outcomes daily. Persistence. Change does not happen overnight. Your mind needs consistent input, like a sculptor chiseling a masterpiece. Daily practice is key. Action. Thoughts without action are empty. Act on your ideas in alignment with your vision. Take small steps every day toward your desired future. Reflection. Review your progress regularly. Celebrate successes. Learn from setbacks and adjust your mental patterns to stay aligned with your ultimate goals. The hidden rule also explains why some people succeed against all odds, while others with greater resources fail. Resources, education, and opportunities matter, but they cannot replace the power of consistent, focused thought. The mind directs action, attracts opportunities, and determines how obstacles are approached. Think about some of the most extraordinary achievers in history. Napoleon Hill, in his book Think and Grow Rich, emphasized the power of desire and imagination. Steve Jobs imagined revolutionary technology before anyone else could see it. Oprah Winfrey believed in her vision even when the world told her she would fail. All of them applied the hidden rule, knowingly or unknowingly. What the mind consistently dwells on eventually manifests in reality. Let's talk about fear for a moment. Fear is the mind's most powerful negative force. It can paralyze, mislead, and misdirect energy. But fear is only powerful if you feed it. When you focus on fear, it grows. When you focus on opportunity, fear diminishes. The hidden rule is neutral. It works equally for good or bad thoughts. Therefore, guarding your mind is essential. You can begin to retrain your mind today. Here's a simple exercise. Every morning, write down 3 things you want to achieve that day, no matter how small. Close your eyes and visualize each goal vividly for 5 and 10 minutes. Imagine yourself completing them successfully. Each time a negative thought enters, mentally acknowledge it, then replace it with a positive, empowering thought. End your day reflecting on what worked, what didn't, and what you can improve tomorrow. The hidden rule also works best when paired with gratitude. Focusing on what you already have creates a positive mental environment. Gratitude reinforces optimism, which in turn attracts more opportunities. People who fail to recognize their blessings often remain stuck in scarcity thinking. Remember, this rule doesn't promise an easy path. Life will always challenge you, but the quality of your thoughts will determine how effectively you respond to those challenges. The stronger your mental patterns of success, positivity, and resilience, the more powerful your life becomes. Another secret often overlooked: the hidden rule is amplified by association. You are influenced by the people you spend the most time with. Surround yourself with individuals who think positively, act intentionally, and support your vision. Negative influences can slowly erode even the strongest mental patterns. Be selective with your environment. It directly impacts your mind and future. In essence, your life is the visible expression of your invisible thoughts. Every habit, every relationship, every success, and every failure reflects the dominant ideas in your mind. The hidden rule is always at work, silently shaping your reality. To fully harness it, you must combine awareness, focus, action, persistence, gratitude, and association. Together, these create a powerful feedback loop. Your thoughts guide actions, actions produce results, results reinforce your beliefs, and beliefs shape even stronger thoughts. Over time, this loop becomes unstoppable. Finally, realize this: your future is not predetermined. You are not a victim of circumstance. Every thought you entertain today is a vote for the person you will become tomorrow. Choose carefully. Feed your mind with hope, ambition, and clarity. Visualize your ideal life repeatedly. Act decisively. Persist relentlessly, and you will discover that the hidden rule is not so hidden after all. It is your greatest ally. Now that you understand the power of your thoughts, it's important to realize the role of clarity in shaping your future. Vague or undefined goals scatter your energy, creating confusion and frustration. Clear, specific thoughts, on the other hand, focus your mind and magnetize opportunities toward you. Consider this: if you say, "I want to be successful," your mind doesn't fully understand what success means. It's abstract. But if you define it, "I want to build a business earning $100,000 per year within 2 years, helping 1,000 clients, and providing excellent service," suddenly, your mind has a concrete target. Every thought, idea, and decision now aligns with that vision. This clarity is the engine of the hidden rule. Without it, your mind drifts. With it, your mind becomes a precision instrument, cutting through obstacles and attracting the right people, opportunities, and resources. Let's talk about persistence. Most people give up long before their thoughts manifest. They see the first sign of failure and assume it's a reflection of their ability. But the hidden rule requires consistent mental focus over time. Every day, every hour, every conscious thought contributes to your eventual outcome. Think of it like planting seeds. Some sprout quickly, others take years, but all require care, attention, and patience. Take the story of Samuel, for example. He dreamed of creating a revolutionary software product. He worked nights, studied relentlessly, and visualized the software in full operation long before coding began. Investors initially rejected him, his friends doubted him, and he faced countless obstacles. Yet his persistent mental focus fueled persistent action. 5 years later, Samuel's software was a global success. This wasn't luck. It was the hidden rule in action. His thoughts shaped his actions shaped results, and results reinforced his beliefs, creating an unstoppable cycle. Another critical element of the hidden rule is belief. You must believe in your ability to achieve your vision. Doubt is a subtle enemy. It can sabotage your efforts before you even begin. Belief isn't blind optimism. It's a deep conviction backed by consistent thought, preparation, and action. Without belief, the mind sends contradictory signals, and opportunities slip away unnoticed. Now let's explore mental repetition, a secret weapon used by almost every high achiever in history. Your subconscious mind learns through repetition. When you repeatedly imagine success, rehearse solutions, and affirm your goals, your subconscious begins guiding you toward them. This is why athletes visualize winning games, why entrepreneurs rehearse pitches mentally, and why successful leaders repeatedly review their strategies internally. Your mind is a machine. Feed it consistent, positive, action-oriented thoughts, and it will engineer results on your behalf. But there's a caution. The hidden rule works equally well for negative thoughts. Constant worry, fear, and self-criticism create outcomes you do not want. This is why personal discipline is crucial. You must monitor your inner dialogue, catch destructive thoughts, and replace them with constructive, empowering ones. Think of it as mental hygiene. Clean thoughts lead to a clean, successful life. One practical method is affirmations combined with visualization. Each morning, repeat 3-5 positive statements about your goals while vividly imagining them already achieved. The key is emotion. Feel the success, the pride, the freedom, and the joy as if it is real. Your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between vivid imagination and reality, and it begins aligning your actions with the vision. Another method is journaling. Write down your thoughts, dreams, and goals. Review them daily. This reinforces clarity and commitment. Writing transforms vague ideas into tangible mental patterns, allowing your mind to focus more precisely on what matters. Now, let's talk about action. Thoughts alone are not enough. They are the blueprint, not the building. Every positive thought must eventually translate into deliberate action. This is where many fail. They imagine success but do not act. The hidden rule only manifests fully when mental focus is coupled with practical steps. Action fueled by clarity, persistence, and belief creates momentum. Momentum is a powerful ally. Once it builds, obstacles that once seemed insurmountable appear manageable. Opportunities seem to appear effortlessly. Doors open that others never see. This is the compounding effect of the hidden rule. Consistent thoughts, repeated action, exponential results. Let's explore fear and failure again, because these are the greatest tests of the hidden rule. Fear is inevitable. Failure is inevitable, but they are only destructive if you let them dominate your thoughts. Successful people view fear as a signal, not a stop sign. They see failure as feedback, not a verdict. By maintaining dominant thoughts of solutions, resilience, and opportunity, they navigate challenges that derail others. Consider the story of Lena. She wanted to start a nonprofit to educate children in her city. Her initial attempts failed. Volunteers dropped out, funding was scarce, and bureaucratic hurdles seemed endless. Yet Lena continued to visualize the end goal, a city where children had access to quality education. She repeatedly focused her mind on solutions, not problems. Gradually, volunteers returned, donors contributed, and partnerships formed. The invisible power of her consistent mental focus created visible results in her life. Now, let's talk about habits, because your thoughts form habits, and habits form destiny. Daily patterns of thinking reinforce your mental landscape. If you habitually focus on problems, complaints, and limitations, you develop a mental habit that produces more of the same. If you habitually focus on opportunities, solutions, and growth, you develop a habit that propels you forward. Habits are the vehicle through which the hidden rule delivers results. Another key to the hidden rule is environment. You are influenced by the thoughts, behaviors, and attitudes of those around you. Surround yourself with people who inspire, challenge, and uplift you. Negative, cynical, or passive individuals can quietly erode even the most disciplined mental patterns. Choose your companions wisely. The mental atmosphere you inhabit affects every outcome. Finally, the hidden rule works best when combined with reflection and adjustment. Regularly assess your progress, review your thoughts, and refine your approach. Life is dynamic, and your mental patterns must adapt without losing focus on your ultimate vision. Reflection ensures that your mind remains aligned with your goals, continuously optimizing your path to success. In summary, the hidden rule that decides your future is simple yet profound. Your dominant thoughts shape your reality. Clarity, persistence, and belief amplify their power. Visualization, journaling, and affirmations program your subconscious. Action transforms thoughts into results. Habits, environment, and reflection sustain growth. Your mind is not passive. It is a magnet and a sculptor. Every thought is a vote. Every habit, a stroke of the chisel. Every decision, a seed planted for tomorrow. If you harness the hidden rule consciously, deliberately, and consistently, you will shape a future that aligns with your highest vision. But if you ignore it, your mind will continue to operate silently, consistently, sculpting a life based on default patterns, often fear, limitation, and mediocrity. The power to change is in your hands, but first, you must claim control of your mind. As you continue on this journey of mastering your mind, it's crucial to understand the power of imagination. Imagination is the workshop of the mind, where ideas are forged, visions are crafted, and possibilities are first conceived. Every invention, every breakthrough, every act of genius began in the mind of someone who dared to imagine. Imagine your ideal life as vividly as possible. Don't just see it, feel it, smell it, hear it. Immerse yourself fully. The more real your vision feels to your subconscious, the more powerfully it will work to manifest that reality. This is why many top performers, from athletes to CEOs, dedicate time daily to mental rehearsal. Your subconscious mind begins aligning actions, habits, and decisions with the reality you consistently imagine. But imagination alone is not enough. To harness the hidden rule, you must combine imagination with intentional focus and disciplined action. It's like setting a compass before a journey. Imagination shows the destination, focus points the way, and action moves you forward. Let's explore the concept of mental programming. Your mind is like a computer. It processes every input it receives, internalizes patterns, and produces outputs. Repeated thoughts act as programming code, instructing the subconscious on how to behave, react, and perceive. Positive, solution-oriented thoughts create powerful, success-oriented behaviors. Negative, fear-driven thoughts produce limitation and stagnation. You become the sum total of the programs you run in your mind. Consider the daily rituals of successful people. They know the hidden rule and leverage it through routines that reinforce positive mental patterns. Some meditate or visualize each morning. Some write daily goals. Others read inspiring material consistently. Each ritual strengthens their mental programming, turning abstract goals into tangible results. Now, let's address resilience, an essential companion to the hidden rule. Life will challenge you. Obstacles will arise. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not circumstance, but the mental approach to challenges. Persistent focus, belief in your vision, and adaptive problem solving are the hallmarks of resilient individuals. Every setback is an opportunity to refine your strategy, not a signal to quit. Think of resilience as the protective layer for your mental patterns. Negative events will inevitably occur, but your sustained focus on solutions and possibilities shields your mind from despair and distraction. Over time, resilience compounds, reinforcing both confidence and capability. Another critical factor is self-awareness. To effectively harness the hidden rule, you must know yourself deeply, recognize your strengths, acknowledge your weaknesses, and understand your habitual thought patterns. Awareness allows you to identify mental habits that serve your future and those that hinder it. Without awareness, the hidden rule operates passively. You remain at the mercy of default thoughts, which often favor fear, limitation, and procrastination. Consider the story of Arjun, a young man from a small village. He dreamed of becoming a software engineer, but he lacked resources and formal guidance. Instead of complaining or giving up, Arjun studied the habits of successful engineers. He became aware of his own thought patterns, his tendency to procrastinate and doubt himself. He began replacing these patterns with disciplined study routines, visualization of problem solving, and daily affirmations of capability. Within a few years, he not only earned a degree, but also secured a prestigious position in a top tech company. His success was the result of consciously shaping his thoughts and habits, applying the hidden rule intentionally. Focus is another crucial component. The mind can be easily distracted, pulled in countless directions. Success requires selective focus, the ability to direct your thoughts consistently towards your most important objectives. Avoid mindless entertainment, aimless scrolling, and habitual worry. Protect your mental energy and invest it in thoughts that align with your goals. The hidden rule also thrives on emotion. Thoughts accompanied by strong positive emotion create stronger imprints in the subconscious mind. Excitement, passion, joy, and gratitude amplify the effectiveness of visualization and affirmations. The more emotionally real your mental images feel, the more powerfully they influence your actions and behaviors. Consider a practical exercise. Choose one major goal for the next year. Write a detailed description of what achieving it looks like. Include sensory details, what you see, hear, feel, and even smell. Every morning, read it and close your eyes for 5 minutes, imagining the experience vividly. Feel the emotions of success. Each evening, review your progress and adjust your approach. By repeating this process consistently, you are programming your subconscious to align your actions with your desired outcome. The hidden rule is at work, silently guiding your thoughts, decisions, and behaviors toward manifestation. Now, let's explore accountability, another tool that enhances the power of the hidden rule. Share Share your goals with someone who supports you. Track your progress and allow constructive feedback. External accountability reinforces internal focus, providing additional motivation to maintain your thought patterns and actions. A story illustrates this beautifully. Sarah, an aspiring author, struggled with self-doubt and procrastination. She joined a writing group where each member shared their progress weekly. Knowing she would report her achievements, or lack thereof, kept her focused, disciplined, and mentally aligned with her writing goals. Within 2 years, she completed her first book, which later became a bestseller. External accountability magnified the effect of her consistent mental focus. Finally, embrace continuous learning. The hidden rule favors minds that are growing, exploring, and adapting. Seek knowledge, new perspectives, and skills. Expand your understanding of your goals, refine your strategies, and cultivate a mindset that thrives on improvement. Every new insight, skill, or idea strengthens your mental patterns, increasing the likelihood of success. To summarize this section, imagination. Visualize your ideal future with emotion and detail. Focus. Direct your thoughts consistently toward your objectives. Action. Transform thoughts into deliberate, aligned actions. Resilience. Persist through challenges while maintaining mental clarity. Self-awareness. Recognize and refine your habitual thoughts. Emotion. Amplify thoughts with positive feelings to strengthen impact. Accountability. Reinforce mental focus through external support. Continuous learning. Expand your mind to enhance your subconscious programming. Every element works together, creating a mental ecosystem where the hidden rule flourishes. Each day, your mind is sculpting your future. Every thought, every emotion, every action is a brushstroke on the canvas of your destiny. This is why people who understand and apply the hidden rule achieve extraordinary results, often against great odds. Their secret isn't luck or privilege. It's mastery over their mental landscape. They consciously feed their minds with empowering thoughts, guard against negativity, visualize success, act decisively, persist relentlessly, and continually refine their approach. In essence, the hidden rule is simple but profound. Your dominant thoughts create your life. It is the invisible architect, the silent sculptor, the invisible force quietly shaping your destiny every moment. And here's the most empowering truth. It's never too late to start. No matter your age, background, or current situation, you can begin to harness this rule today. Your mind is always active, always sculpting. Choose your thoughts deliberately, focus with clarity, and act with purpose. And your future will reflect the life you imagine and cultivate. Let's dive deeper into one of the most powerful applications of the hidden rule: goal setting with intentional mental focus. The majority of people set goals without understanding their own mind's power. They write a list, make a plan, and hope for results. But hope alone rarely manifests. The hidden rule requires mental clarity, emotional investment, and unwavering attention to your goals every single day. Imagine the mind as a radio. It broadcasts frequencies constantly. Some are positive, some negative, some distracting. When your thoughts are aligned with your goals, you're tuned into the frequency of opportunity. You begin to notice solutions that others miss. You attract resources and people who resonate with your vision. The universe seems to conspire in your favor, not because of luck, but because your mind has been trained to recognize and act on opportunities. Let's explore the story of Ramesh, a young man from a modest background. He dreamed of becoming a civil engineer despite limited resources. Instead of allowing obstacles to define him, he created a mental blueprint of his future. Each morning, he imagined walking on the campus, solving engineering problems, and graduating successfully. Each evening, he reviewed what steps he could take to move closer to that vision. Over time, the power of his mental focus manifested in his reality. He discovered scholarships, met mentors who guided him, and developed the skills necessary to excel. What seemed impossible at the start became inevitable because his mind consistently aligned with his vision. The hidden rule doesn't make life easy, but it makes success predictable for those who understand it. Another critical lesson is the compounding effect of thoughts over time. Small positive thoughts, repeated daily, accumulate into massive transformations. The hidden rule is not about overnight miracles. It is about the relentless, patient alignment of thought and action. Every thought you allow to dominate your mind, every positive habit you reinforce, contributes to a future that is greater than you can currently imagine. Now, consider the role of self-talk. The conversations you have with yourself are the most powerful determinant of your destiny. If your inner dialogue constantly doubts, criticizes, or fears, it erodes confidence and capacity. On the other hand, intentional, empowering self-talk reinforces belief, clarity, and focus. Statements like, "I am capable," "I am persistent," "I attract opportunities," these are not just words, they are commands to your subconscious, shaping your actions and responses. The hidden rule also teaches the importance of mental environment. Your mind absorbs more than you realize. Media, conversations, and even ambient thoughts of those around you influence your dominant mental patterns. If you expose yourself to negativity, scarcity, or cynicism, your mind subconsciously adopts these patterns. Conversely, if you immerse yourself in inspiring books, uplifting people, and empowering ideas, your mind naturally aligns with growth and possibility. One of the most overlooked strategies is mental rehearsal of challenges. Visualize not only success, but also obstacles, and imagine yourself overcoming them with confidence and resourcefulness. This prepares the subconscious to handle difficulties calmly and decisively. People who fail often stumble not because of external problems, but because their mind was unprepared to respond effectively. Consider the story of Ahmed, an aspiring public speaker. Every night, he visualized himself delivering speeches confidently, handling tough questions, and inspiring the audience. He also imagined potential interruptions, technical difficulties, and difficult questions, and mentally practiced his responses. When he finally spoke in front of a large audience, he navigated every challenge smoothly. The hidden rule had conditioned his mind to act in alignment with success, regardless of circumstances. Let's explore habit stacking, a technique that reinforces the hidden rule. Positive thoughts alone are fleeting unless paired with daily habits. Stack small, consistent routines to create momentum. Visualize your goals in the morning, write affirmations, act on one task aligned with your vision, review your progress at night. These small, repeated actions compound, creating unstoppable forward motion. Another profound insight is the connection between belief and action. Thoughts are seeds, but belief provides the soil in which they take root. Without genuine belief, actions waver, and the mind sends contradictory signals. Belief is strengthened by visualization, repetition, and small wins. Each success reinforces your confidence, creating a feedback loop where thoughts, beliefs, and actions continuously reinforce each other. The hidden rule also emphasizes flexibility within focus. Life is unpredictable. Challenges, failures, and unexpected opportunities arise. A rigid mind can break under pressure. A flexible mind, however, adjusts strategies while maintaining the dominant thought pattern toward the ultimate goal. Think of it like a river. The water flows toward the ocean, but it navigates obstacles, bends around rocks, and adapts its path without losing direction. Your mind should work the same way. Consider Priya, a young entrepreneur. She initially aimed to launch a tech startup, but market conditions were harsh. Instead of giving up, she pivoted her approach while maintaining focus on her ultimate goal, creating a business that solved real-world problems. She found a new niche, adapted her strategy, and ultimately succeeded. Her mental patterns remained consistent with success, even though her methods evolved. Another lesson from the hidden rule is gratitude as a multiplier. Gratitude is not just a feel-good emotion, it amplifies focus and resilience. By consciously appreciating progress, opportunities, and resources, you reinforce positive mental patterns. Gratitude shifts attention away from scarcity and limitation toward abundance, creating fertile ground for the hidden rule to operate. Here's a practical exercise to combine focus, visualization, and gratitude. Begin each day by writing 3 things you are grateful for. Write 3 goals you aim to accomplish today. Visualize each goal vividly, imagining it achieved, and feel the joy as if it's real. Take deliberate action toward at least one goal. End the day reflecting on achievements, lessons learned, and moments of gratitude. By repeating this consistently, your mind becomes a powerhouse of positive, goal-aligned thought. You are consciously sculpting the life you desire. Finally, it's important to understand the universality of this rule. It doesn't matter your background, your wealth, your education, or your social connections. The hidden rule works for anyone willing to apply it consciously. It is impartial, silent, and relentless. Every person on Earth is already being influenced by it, some by default patterns of fear and limitation, others by intentional, empowering thought patterns. And the power of your mind is immense. Every idea, every vision, every pattern of thought contributes to shaping your life. Those who master their mental landscape experience a future beyond their imagination. Those who ignore it remain at the mercy of circumstance, drifting through life with limited control over their destiny. In conclusion, here's the ultimate takeaway. Your thoughts are the architects of your life. Clarity, visualization, and persistence magnify their impact. Action aligned with your vision transforms thought into reality. Belief, gratitude, and mental discipline reinforce the hidden rule. Adaptability and resilience ensure your mind continues to guide you forward. The hidden rule is always at work, whether you realize it or not. The question is whether it shapes your life by default or by design. The choice is yours. Every thought, every action, every day counts. Consciously feed your mind with empowering, goal-aligned, Solution-oriented thoughts. Guard against negativity. Persist relentlessly. And watch as the hidden rule manifests your vision into reality. As we move forward, it's important to explore the role of decision-making in shaping your future through the hidden rule. Your dominant thoughts influence the choices you make every day, whether consciously or unconsciously. Every decision, no matter how small, sends ripples into your life, gradually constructing the reality you experience. Think about it this way. If you habitually choose comfort over growth, excuses over effort, or fear over action, your life will reflect limitation. Conversely, if you consistently choose thoughts, actions, and behaviors aligned with your vision, your life will inevitably move toward success. The hidden rule amplifies your choices. Positive, focused decisions create momentum, while indecision or negative patterns slow progress. Consider the story of Naveen, a young man with a dream of becoming a motivational speaker. Initially, he hesitated to take the stage, fearing judgment and failure, but he committed to a daily mental routine, visualizing his successful speeches, affirming his abilities, and rehearsing key points. Slowly, he made small choices aligned with his vision, volunteering to speak in community meetings, recording videos for friends, and seeking feedback. Each decision, informed by focused thought, propelled him closer to his goal. Today, Naveen reaches thousands of people, all because his mind consistently guided him toward intentional, empowering actions. Now, let's discuss the role of environment in reinforcing the hidden rule. The mind is highly influenced by surroundings, both physical and social. People who thrive mentally are surrounded by cues that support their thinking patterns. Books, podcasts, mentors, peers, and even the workspace itself can shape your habitual thoughts. Conversely, negative influences, constant complaints, toxic relationships, unproductive habits erode your mental programming. If you want the hidden rule to work for you, intentionally design an environment that nurtures focus, growth, and positivity. One practical method is mentorship and guidance. Surrounding yourself with individuals who have achieved what you aspire to accomplish accelerates your mental alignment. Mentors provide feedback, modeling, and insights that reinforce positive thought patterns, helping you avoid common pitfalls. The hidden rule is magnified when your thoughts are aligned with proven strategies, reinforced by experienced guides. Another critical aspect is reflection and measurement. Regularly reflecting on your progress keeps your mind conscious of patterns that serve or hinder your vision. Measure your actions, outcomes, and thought habits. Identify patterns of distraction, fear, or hesitation, and correct them intentionally. This feedback loop strengthens the hidden rule, making it a conscious ally rather than an invisible force operating by default. Let's explore storytelling as a tool to reinforce the hidden rule. Humans respond powerfully to stories. They engage the imagination, emotions, and memory simultaneously. By creating narratives about your goals, visualizing yourself overcoming obstacles, and imagining the successful outcome, you program your subconscious with clarity and motivation. For instance, imagine yourself as the protagonist of your life story. What challenges do you face? How do you overcome them? What does victory feel like? Rehearse this story daily, and your subconscious mind will align actions with that narrative. Consider the story of Fatima, an aspiring doctor. She faced numerous challenges in her studies, financial pressures, and societal expectations. Yet she created a vivid mental story of herself, walking across the graduation stage, saving lives, and earning respect in her community. Each day, she relived this narrative in her mind, taking deliberate steps to study, seek scholarships, and volunteer in healthcare settings. Over time, the story became reality. Her mind's focus, powered by the hidden rule, guided her actions seamlessly toward success. Another profound insight is the role of consistency over intensity. Many people mistakenly believe that occasional bursts of effort or thought can produce massive results. The hidden rule favors consistent, repeated, deliberate mental focus. Just like a sculptor's chisel, every strike matters, even if small. Day after day, the cumulative effect shapes your reality. Intensity is helpful, but persistence is essential. Let's discuss the power of positive anticipation. Expecting success primes your mind for achievement. When you anticipate positive outcomes, your thoughts align with opportunity, your energy flows toward solutions, and your actions are more decisive. Positive anticipation amplifies the hidden rule, creating a mental momentum that accelerates results. Conversely, constant worry, dread, or expectation of failure misaligns your thoughts, slowing progress and inviting obstacles. Story example: Raj, a young entrepreneur, initially feared launching his startup, but he began mentally anticipating success daily, imagining satisfied customers, profitable sales, and recognition in his field. This positive anticipation didn't replace work. It guided his choices. Marketing strategies, product development, and networking efforts were executed with confidence and clarity, leading to a thriving business within 2 years. His mental focus shaped reality long before external success became visible. Another key element is mental resilience to external opinions. People often abandon their vision decision when others doubt, criticize, or discourage them. The hidden rule operates independently of external validation. It responds to your dominant thoughts. If you maintain focus, clarity, and belief in your vision, external skepticism cannot derail you. Learn to filter input selectively, absorbing guidance that serves growth and ignoring noise that undermines mental alignment. Consider the story of Layla, a writer from a conservative town. Her community doubted her potential, calling her ambitions unrealistic. Yet she focused on her writing, visualized publication success daily, and refined her craft relentlessly. Her thoughts, actions, and beliefs remained consistent. Eventually, she published her first novel, winning awards and inspiring others. The hidden rule had guided her silently, while others doubted. Another lesson is the interconnectedness of mind, body, and energy. Physical well-being influences mental patterns. Exercise, nutrition, sleep, and meditation strengthen focus, resilience, and clarity. When your body is aligned, your mind operates at its peak, amplifying the hidden rule. Neglecting physical health undermines mental discipline, allowing default, unproductive thought patterns to dominate. The hidden rule also thrives on continuous curiosity and learning, expanding knowledge, exploring new ideas, and exposing yourself to innovation. Feed the mind with material for creative problem solving. Curiosity keeps your mind active, adaptable, and receptive to opportunities that align with your goals. Stagnant minds rarely achieve extraordinary outcomes. Growth-oriented minds harness the hidden rule most effectively. Practical exercise for growth. Dedicate 30 minutes daily to learning something new related to your goals. Reflect on how this knowledge can be applied to overcome challenges or create opportunities. Integrate insights into daily visualization and action plans. Finally, understand the compounding effect of disciplined thoughts over years. Just as money compounds over time in a bank account, your thoughts compound, gradually shaping your skills, behaviors, opportunities, and ultimately your destiny. Small mental disciplines practiced consistently lead to exponential transformation. In conclusion of this section, decision-making aligns thoughts with outcomes. Environment shapes mental patterns. Reflection and feedback refine focus. Storytelling and visualization embed patterns deeply. Consistency outweighs intensity. Positive anticipation primes the mind for opportunity. Resilience protects your vision from external doubt. Physical well-being supports mental clarity. Curiosity and learning feed growth. Time compounds disciplined thoughts into reality. By consciously applying these principles, the hidden rule becomes not just a passive force, but an active ally. Every thought, decision, and action is guided by clarity, focus, and belief. Over time, what begins as a mental vision becomes tangible reality, demonstrating the silent yet unstoppable power of the mind. Now, let's explore one of the most transformative applications of the hidden rule: creating a life of purpose and meaning. Success without purpose is often hollow, and the hidden rule becomes far more powerful when your thoughts are aligned and not just with achievement, but with deep personal meaning. When your mental focus is connected to a higher purpose, helping others, creating value, or leaving a legacy, your energy, resilience, and creativity multiply exponentially. Consider the story of Annika, a medical researcher passionate about eradicating a rare disease. She could have settled for a comfortable career in medicine, but her thoughts were focused on solving a bigger problem. Every day, she visualized breakthroughs in her research, imagined the lives she could save, and planned experiments with precision. The hidden rule aligned her mind with her purpose. Over time, her discoveries gained recognition and saved countless lives. The driving force wasn't ambition alone. It was a deep sense of meaning guiding her thoughts consistently. Another aspect of purpose-driven thinking is alignment of daily actions with long-term vision. Many people work hard but feel stagnant because their tasks are disconnected from their ultimate goals. When your dominant thoughts are aligned with your purpose, even small, seemingly insignificant actions compound into significant results over time. Let's talk about the emotional multiplier. Thoughts paired with emotion are far more powerful than neutral or passive thinking. Passion, excitement, joy, and gratitude act like fuel for your mental engine. The hidden rule responds not just to repetition of thought, but to intensity and emotional engagement. The stronger the feeling behind the thought, the faster and more effectively it manifests into reality. Story example: Kabir, an entrepreneur, was building a sustainable energy company. He faced financial challenges, skeptical investors, and market uncertainty, but his love for innovation and passion for environmental impact fueled his daily thoughts. He visualized successful projects, imagined the benefits for society, and felt the joy of contributing to a better world. This emotional energy accelerated the alignment of his thoughts and actions, ultimately leading to a breakthrough that established his company as an industry leader. Now, consider the importance of mental cleansing. Just as a garden must be weeded, your mind requires regular clearing of of negative, distracting, or self-limiting thoughts. Meditation, journaling, and reflection are powerful tools to maintain a clean, focused mental space. The hidden rule works most efficiently in a mind free from clutter and negativity. Next, let's explore mental models and frameworks. Your mind interprets reality through patterns and structures. By feeding your mind effective mental models, strategies, frameworks, and principles used by high achievers, you enhance the hidden rule's effectiveness. For example, decision-making frameworks, problem-solving models, and productivity systems condition your subconscious to respond efficiently to challenges and opportunities. Another critical component is anticipatory thinking. The mind that anticipates challenges, opportunities, and consequences is proactive rather than reactive. Visualization of potential problems and rehearsal of solutions prepare your subconscious to act decisively under pressure. This reduces fear and hesitation, allowing the hidden rule to operate without interference from doubt or stress. Consider the story of Tara, a project manager in a competitive industry. She habitually imagined potential obstacles, delays, budget cuts, team conflicts, and rehearsed solutions mentally. When these challenges arose in reality, she handled them smoothly, often outperforming her peers. Her mental preparation amplified the hidden rule, making success almost inevitable. Another lesson is the power of intentional association. The people, media, and experiences you expose yourself to shape your dominant thoughts. Surround yourself with inspiring individuals, thought-provoking books, and uplifting environments. Minimize exposure to negativity, complaints, and limiting beliefs. The hidden rule magnifies whatever you consistently feed your mind. Story example. Rena, an aspiring artist, moved to a community of like-minded creatives. Her ideas, energy, and creativity flourished because her mental patterns were constantly reinforced by her environment. She consistently visualized success, received feedback, and collaborated with peers who inspired growth. Within a few years, she achieved recognition and opportunities far beyond what she could have achieved alone. Now, let's talk about discipline and delayed gratification. The hidden rule is most effective when thoughts are paired with disciplined action over time. Instant results are rare, but persistent focus, repeated effort, and patience compound into extraordinary achievements. Delaying short-term comfort to maintain focus on long-term vision strengthens mental patterns, ensuring that the hidden rule operates efficiently. Consider Arjun, a young software developer. He devoted hours daily to learning advanced programming concepts, often sacrificing leisure. While peers played games or socialized excessively, Arjun's thoughts were consistently aligned with mastery and future success. Over several years, he became a sought-after developer, illustrating the compounding power of disciplined, focused thought. Another key is the role of optimism in mental focus. Optimism doesn't ignore challenges. It frames them as opportunities for growth. Positive anticipation, hope, and confidence enhance the hidden rule by creating a mental climate conducive to action, creativity, and problem-solving. Pessimism, doubt, and despair, conversely, weaken focus and obstruct progress. Practical exercise to strengthen optimism and focus. Begin each day with 3 positive anticipations for the day. Visualize challenges and rehearse solutions mentally. Document at night how these anticipations influenced your actions and outcomes. Reflect weekly on patterns that reinforced optimism or negativity, adjusting thoughts accordingly. The hidden rule also highlights the importance of resilience to setbacks. No path to success is linear. Obstacles, failures, and criticism are inevitable. The difference between those who succeed and those who stagnate is mental alignment. Persistent, focused thoughts anchored in belief, clarity, and vision allow setbacks to become feedback rather than barriers. Consider the story of Mira, an inventor facing repeated prototype failures. Each time a design didn't work, she visualized a solution, focused on adjustments, and persisted. Over time, she refined her invention and successfully launched it globally. Her mind, guided by the hidden rule, treated failure as a stepping stone, not a stop sign. Finally, understand the cumulative nature of thought over years. Small mental disciplines, repeated daily, compound into extraordinary transformation. The hidden rule is like compound interest for your life. Every thought invested wisely builds exponential returns over time. Key summary of this section. Purpose-driven thinking multiplies energy and focus. Emotion amplifies the power of visualization. Mental cleansing maintains focus and clarity. Mental models and frameworks guide effective decision-making. Anticipatory thinking prepares the subconscious for action. Intentional association reinforces positive thought patterns. Discipline and delayed gratification compound profound mental power. Optimism enhances focus and problem solving. Resilience converts setbacks into opportunities. Cumulative daily thought leads to exponential transformation. By deliberately applying these principles, you harness the hidden rule, not as a passive force, but as a conscious, powerful tool shaping your life. Your thoughts are the architects of your reality, silently guiding your actions, decisions, and outcomes toward the life you envisioned. As we continue exploring the hidden rule, let's examine the concept of self-image. The way you perceive yourself directly influences your dominant thoughts, decisions, and actions. Your self-image acts as a filter for what you believe is possible. If your self-image is limited or negative, it restricts your potential, no matter how capable you truly are. Conversely, a strong positive self-image expands your capacity for achievement. Think of the mind as a mirror. It reflects the beliefs you hold about yourself. If you see yourself as capable, worthy, and resilient, your actions will align with that vision. But if you see yourself as weak, unworthy, or incapable, your behavior will unconsciously reinforce those limitations. The hidden rule operates through this mirror, magnifying the beliefs you consistently entertain. Consider the story of Sohail, a young athlete. Early in life, he struggled with self-doubt, believing he would never excel in sports. One day, he began a mental practice. Each morning, he visualized himself performing at peak levels, imagining victories and affirming his abilities. Over months, his self-image transformed, his training improved, his confidence grew, and soon he became a top competitor in regional tournaments. His external success was a reflection of his internal mental transformation, the hidden rule in action. Now, let's explore the role of mental repetition in shaping identity. Your brain responds to repeated ideas, images, and beliefs by strengthening associated neural pathways. Daily repetition of empowering thoughts literally rewires your brain, aligning your self-image with the vision you desire. Habits of thinking, speaking, and acting in alignment with this self-image reinforce the hidden rule, making success inevitable over time. Another critical element is alignment between thought, word, and action. Consistency across these three dimensions magnifies mental power. When your thoughts, verbal statements, and behaviors are congruent, your subconscious mind is reinforced, creating seamless alignment between vision and reality. In contrast, inconsistency breeds internal conflict, confusion, and delayed results. Consider Aisha, an aspiring entrepreneur. She constantly affirmed her vision of building a sustainable business, wrote detailed plans, and took daily actions to implement them. By aligning her thoughts, words, and actions, she built credibility with partners, attracted investors, and achieved success much faster than peers who acted inconsistently. The hidden rule amplified her efforts because her internal and external patterns were synchronized. Next, let's discuss emotional mastery. Emotions, especially fear, doubt, and anxiety, can disrupt mental focus. The hidden rule is powerful, but unchecked negative emotion can misdirect energy and attention. Developing emotional awareness, recognizing feelings without letting them control your actions, is critical. Techniques like meditation, deep breathing, journaling, and visualization help maintain emotional equilibrium, allowing the hidden rule to operate efficiently. Story example: Imran, a young speaker, initially froze on stage due to nervousness. By visualizing successful presentations and practicing emotional regulation techniques daily, he rewired his response to fear. Over time, he delivered speeches confidently, inspiring thousands. His mental patterns, combined with emotional mastery, allowed the hidden rule to manifest success seamlessly. Another essential principle is long-term focus over short-term gratification. The hidden rule favors the mind that prioritizes strategic, meaningful outcomes over immediate pleasures. Delayed gratification, choosing actions that serve future goals rather than temporary satisfaction, strengthens focus, reinforces self-discipline, and amplifies the compounding effect of your thoughts. Story example: Nita, a young student, resisted social distractions to focus on mastering her skills in coding and mathematics. Friends often mocked her dedication, but she continued daily practice and visualization of success. Years later, she secured a scholarship to a top university, achieving outcomes far beyond her peers who pursued instant gratification. Her disciplined, focused thoughts shaped reality over time. Let's examine the multiplier effect of visualization combined with emotion and action. Visualizing goals alone is powerful, but pairing it with strong emotions and deliberate action accelerates results exponentially. Imagine feeling the joy, pride, and excitement of achieving your goal while simultaneously taking consistent steps toward it. This alignment creates a feedback loop where thought, feeling, and action reinforce each other continuously. Consider the story of Zoya, an aspiring musician. She visualized rehearsed performing on stage with thousands of cheering fans, felt the emotion of success daily, and practiced diligently. Her mind, fueled by visualization, emotion, and action, attracted mentors, opportunities, and collaborations. Within years, she performed internationally, a clear manifestation of the hidden rule's combined power. Another key lesson is mental responsibility. You are responsible for the thoughts you entertain. Many people blame circumstances, others, or luck for their situation. The hidden rule teaches that your life is the cumulative effect of your dominant thoughts. Taking responsibility means consciously choosing which thoughts to focus on, nurturing empowering beliefs, and rejecting limiting patterns. Story example: Faisal, an aspiring author, struggled with self-doubt and external criticism. Instead of blaming publishers or circumstances, he took full responsibility for his thoughts, rewrote negative beliefs, and visualized publication success daily. This mental discipline, paired with consistent writing, ultimately led to his first best-selling novel. His success wasn't external, it was the logical outcome of disciplined thought. Let's explore the principle of momentum in thought and action. Momentum builds when positive, focused mental patterns are repeated over time. Each day compounds the previous day's mental and physical efforts, creating unstoppable force. Small, consistent wins reinforce confidence, motivation, and clarity, accelerating progress toward your ultimate vision. Story example: Samir, a fitness trainer, initially struggled to maintain a routine. By visualizing his ideal physique daily, affirming his capabilities, and taking small actions each day, he built momentum. Within months, his physical transformation inspired others, attracted clients, and established him as a respected authority. The hidden rule magnified his consistent mental and physical discipline. Another vital principle is the effect of gratitude and acknowledgement. Regularly recognizing achievements, progress, and opportunities reinforces positive mental patterns. Gratitude creates a fertile mental environment, attracting more opportunities and enhancing the manifestation of your thoughts. Without gratitude, the mind focuses on scarcity, dissatisfaction, or fear, limiting the hidden rule's effectiveness. Practical exercise. Combining all principles so far, begin each day visualizing your primary goals vividly. Pair visualization with emotional engagement. Feel the success as real. Write down 3-5 empowering affirmations, reflecting your desired self-image. Take deliberate action steps aligned with your vision. Reflect daily on achievements, setbacks, lessons, and express gratitude. By following these steps, your mental patterns become dominant, aligned, and unstoppable. The hidden rule operates silently but powerfully, converting thoughts into action, actions into results, and results into life-transforming outcomes. In summary of this section, self-image shapes possibilities and performance. Repetition rewires the brain for success. Alignment of thought, word, and action magnifies results. Emotional mastery prevents disruption of focus. Long-term focus compounds mental power. Visualization, emotion, action creates exponential results. Mental responsibility strengthens control over life. Momentum accelerates progress. Gratitude amplifies positive mental patterns. When you integrate these principles into daily life, the hidden rule stops being an abstract concept and becomes a tangible force, guiding every decision, habit, and action toward a future you consciously design. As we progress, let's explore the power of choice and mental discipline in shaping your life. Every moment you make choices, some conscious, others automatic. These choices, guided by your dominant thoughts, compound over time into your reality. The hidden rule is amplified when you intentionally select thoughts that serve your highest vision, replacing unproductive or negative patterns with empowering ones. Consider the story of Rohan, a young entrepreneur. He faced constant distractions from social media, friends, and comfort-driven habits. Instead of yielding to these distractions, he disciplined his mind, choosing daily to focus on his goals, visualize success, and take deliberate actions. Over time, these consistent choices created momentum, opportunities, and a thriving business. His mental discipline harnessed the hidden rule, turning focus into tangible results. Another critical principle is the alignment of goals with values. When your goals resonate deeply with your personal values, your mind generates unmatched energy, resilience, and creativity. The hidden rule responds more powerfully to thoughts rooted in authenticity and passion. Goals disconnected from values can produce effort but often feel exhausting or unfulfilling. Consider Mehak, an aspiring environmental activist. She wasn't motivated by fame or money. Her goals aligned with her values of sustainability and community impact. Every thought, action, and decision reflected these principles. Despite numerous obstacles, her alignment amplified mental clarity and resourcefulness, allowing her to achieve results far beyond her initial expectations. Next, let's discuss the importance of focus and elimination of mental clutter. A scattered mind mind rarely achieves extraordinary outcomes. The hidden rule favors concentrated attention on a few meaningful objectives rather than diluted effort across many trivial pursuits. Mental clutter, from endless notifications, negative self-talk, or unproductive thoughts, weakens focus and dissipates energy. Streamlining your mental space magnifies the impact of dominant thoughts. Consider the story of Imran, a student preparing for a competitive exam. Initially, he tried studying multiple subjects haphazardly, distracted by entertainment and social chatter. He realized the need for focus, structured his study schedule, minimized distractions, and visualized success daily. Within months, his results improved dramatically. Focused mental patterns amplified the hidden rule, converting thought into measurable success. Another essential lesson is the interplay of patience and persistence. Many people expect immediate results and give up prematurely. The hidden rule works silently, compounding thoughts over time. Patience allows mental patterns to mature, and persistence ensures consistent action until results manifest. Success is rarely instantaneous, but persistent alignment of thought and action creates inevitability. Consider Sarah, an aspiring scientist. She conducted years of research, facing repeated failures in experiments and skepticism from peers. Yet she persisted, visualized successful outcomes, and refined her methods daily. Her patience and persistence, powered by the hidden rule, ultimately led to groundbreaking discoveries, recognition, and global impact. Let's explore the principle of feedback loops. Your mind learns through repetition, experience, and reflection. By actively seeking feedback, adjusting strategies, and refining mental patterns, you accelerate the manifestation of goals. Feedback is not criticism, it is data. The hidden rule thrives when thoughts are continuously calibrated, ensuring alignment between mental focus and real-world outcomes. Consider the story of Ahmed, a young programmer. Each project he completed provided insights into his strengths, weaknesses, and areas for improvement. By visualizing solutions, reflecting on mistakes, and implementing feedback, he enhanced his skills rapidly. Within a few years, he became a leading software developer, illustrating the hidden rule's compounding effect when coupled with reflective adjustment. Another key insight is the power of gratitude, accelerating mental focus. Gratitude shifts attention from scarcity to abundance, enhancing mental clarity, positivity, and opportunity recognition. Daily acknowledgement of achievements, resources, and lessons creates fertile ground for thoughts to transform into reality. Consider Lena, a designer. She began each day noting 3 things she was grateful for and visualizing her project's success. This simple practice reinforced focus, optimism, and creativity. Over time, she attracted clients, collaborations, and recognition that exceeded her expectations. Her mental patterns, nourished by gratitude, amplified the hidden rule. Next, let's discuss resilience to external influence. Opinions, criticism, and societal expectations often divert thoughts and energy away from your vision. The hidden rule operates based on your dominant internal patterns, not external judgment. Maintaining focus on empowering beliefs shields your mind from distraction and doubt. Consider Farah, a young artist. Many doubted her unconventional style and discouraged her pursuits. By remaining mentally focused, visualizing success, and persisting in her craft, she gained international recognition. The hidden rule amplified her mental alignment, transforming belief into results, while external skepticism faded in relevance. Another vital aspect is visualization combined with action. Visualization primes the subconscious, while deliberate action converts thought into reality. The two work synergistically. The mind prepares for success, while your actions execute the blueprint. Without action, visualization remains abstract. Without visualization, action can lack direction. Together, they form a powerful engine for achievement. Consider the story of Tariq, a young engineer aiming to launch a tech startup. Each day, he visualized the product, imagined user success, and took concrete steps to develop, market, and refine it. Within months, the startup gained traction, illustrating the hidden rule at work. Mental focus guided his action, and action reinforced his mental patterns. Finally, let's examine the compounding nature of daily thoughts. Small, repeated mental disciplines create exponential outcomes over time. Each day, a focused, aligned thought builds upon the last, gradually constructing a life of achievement, fulfillment, and impact. The hidden rule is patient, relentless, and impartial. What matters is consistent mental alignment with meaningful objectives. Key takeaways from this section. Choice and mental discipline direct your life's path. Goals aligned with values generate unmatched energy and clarity. Focused attention and elimination of clutter amplify results. Patience and persistence compound mental power over time. Feedback loops refine mental patterns and accelerate progress. Gratitude reinforces positivity and mental clarity. Resilience protects your vision from external doubt. Visualization paired with action creates a powerful synergy. Consistent daily thought compounds into life-transforming outcomes. By internalizing these principles, the hidden rule becomes a conscious, reliable force in your life, guiding thought, action, and outcome toward your desired future. Your mind is a magnet and architect, silently constructing the reality dictated by your dominant thoughts. As we reach the final stage of understanding the hidden rule, it is essential to integrate all the principles into a holistic approach for life mastery. The hidden rule is not merely a concept, it is a way of living. Every thought, feeling, and action contributes to the architecture of your future. When practiced consciously, it transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. The first step in mastery is clarity of vision. Your mind must have a clear, detailed, and emotionally charged image of your desired future. Vague goals produce vague results. A crystal clear vision, infused with belief and emotion, provides the compass that guides every decision, every thought, and every action. Story example: Adil, a young filmmaker, dreamed of creating movies that inspired millions. His vision was vivid. He imagined the emotions he wanted audiences to feel, the impact his stories would make, and the awards and recognition that would follow. This clarity of vision shaped his daily choices: scriptwriting, learning cinematography, networking, and practicing storytelling. Each small, consistent step, guided by a vivid mental picture, eventually brought his films to audiences worldwide. The second element is emotional intensity. Thoughts are powerful, but paired with strong positive emotion, they become irresistible forces. Passion, joy, excitement, and gratitude amplify the hidden rule. Your subconscious responds to feeling as much as it does to ideas. Mental patterns, reinforced with emotional energy, manifest faster and more reliably than neutral or passive thoughts. Consider Sana, a musician striving to master her instrument. She didn't just practice, she felt every note as if performing to a live audience, imagining the applause, the joy, and the impact her music would have. This emotional intensity accelerated her learning opportunities and eventual recognition. Her mind, emotions, and actions were perfectly aligned, activating the hidden rule in full. The third principle is consistent action. Visualization and emotion set the stage, but deliberate, persistent action converts mental patterns into tangible outcomes. Success is rarely an accident. It is the cumulative result of repeated, purposeful efforts aligned with thought and vision. Story example: Bilal, an aspiring entrepreneur, spent years developing his startup. He visualized success daily, studied industry trends, and acted on every insight, no matter how small. Over time, these consistent actions built momentum, attracted investors, and established a successful company. His success was inevitable because his thoughts, emotions, and actions were consistently aligned. The fourth principle is mental resilience. Challenges, failures, and criticism are inevitable. The hidden rule operates silently, but only if your mental patterns remain focused, positive, and solution-oriented. Resilience transforms obstacles into feedback, setbacks into lessons, and challenges into opportunities. Consider the story of Nawal, a researcher facing repeated experimental failures. Instead of succumbing to doubt, she visualized solutions, maintained emotional composure, and adapted her approach daily. Over time, her persistence and mental alignment led to groundbreaking results. The hidden rule worked quietly in the background, converting disciplined thought into tangible success. Another critical component is self-image. Your beliefs about yourself set the boundaries of your potential. To achieve extraordinary outcomes, cultivate a self-image of competence, resilience, and success. Daily affirmations, visualization, and reflection reinforce this identity, aligning your subconscious patterns with your conscious goals. Story example: Ria, a young speaker, initially doubted her abilities. She began visualizing herself confidently, addressing large audiences, rehearsed speeches mentally, and affirmed her capabilities daily. Her self-image shifted gradually, enabling her to perform with confidence and inspire thousands. Her internal transformation was mirrored by external success, powered by the hidden rule. Next, mental environment and associations matter immensely. Surround yourself with ideas, people, and experiences that reinforce positive, empowering thoughts. Minimize exposure to negativity, doubt, and limiting beliefs. The hidden rule amplifies whatever dominates your mental space. Consider Omar, a writer. He joined a community of supportive, creative peers, read inspiring books daily, and limited exposure to negative criticism. His thoughts and creativity flourished, leading to publication success. By curating his mental environment, he allowed the hidden rule to operate unhindered. Accountability and reflection are additional accelerators. Track your progress, reflect on your habits, and adjust mental patterns patterns based on results. Accountability, whether to yourself or a mentor, reinforces mental alignment and ensures consistent action. Story example: Farida, an aspiring chef, documented daily progress, shared goals with her mentor, and visualized her future restaurant daily. Feedback refined her approach. Consistent practice built skills, and positive visualization maintained focus. Within years, she opened a successful restaurant, demonstrating the power of reflection, accountability, and the hidden rule combined. Finally, understand the long-term compounding effect of disciplined thought. Just as money grows exponentially in a bank account, thoughts, habits, and actions compound over time. Daily mental alignment, even in small increments, creates massive results in the long run. The hidden rule is impartial and constant. It works for those who understand it consciously and for those who ignore it unconsciously. The difference between extraordinary and average lives is not luck. It is the consistent application of mental focus, emotional energy, deliberate action, and disciplined self-mastery. To integrate everything, here's a practical daily framework for applying the hidden rule. Morning visualization. Imagine your day, week, and long-term goals vividly with emotion. Affirmations. Repeat empowering statements aligned with your self-image and goals. Focused action. Take deliberate steps aligned with vision, no matter how small. Emotional check. Maintain positive emotions and regulate fear, doubt, or frustration. Gratitude practice. Reflect on progress and acknowledge resources and achievements. Reflection. Review outcomes, refine strategies, and adjust mental patterns. Continuous learning. Expand knowledge, skills, and understanding daily. By following this framework, the hidden rule becomes a conscious ally, guiding every thought, decision, and action toward success, fulfillment, and personal mastery. Remember, your life is a reflection of your dominant thoughts. Every belief, habit, and emotion feeds the invisible force shaping your destiny. Master your mind, harness the hidden rule, and intentionally design a future beyond your imagination. The hidden rule is simple in concept, but profound in impact. Your dominant thoughts, consistently focused and emotionally charged, create your reality. This is your blueprint. Your mind is your most powerful tool. Feed it wisely, focus it relentlessly, and align it with your highest vision. The life you desire is already being shaped by your mental patterns. Choose them consciously, and you become the master of your destiny.